Hi, today we're looking at a doctor appointment form and we're going to understand how we can create PDF files from the submissions that we receive from this particular form. So as you can see in the background, I have got a doctor appointment form opened up in Notion, and once all the details are filled in and the submit button is clicked, the responses go to the responses tab under this particular form. And today I'm looking to create an automation solution wherein I can create PDF files completely in automation from this particular form that we have over here. For this, we will be using a tool known as PDF Output. This is the tool which will help us create PDF files on automation from a Google document with the help of a Notion database. So let us understand how this will work. We will click on Create PDF and we will quickly sign in with one of our existing Google accounts, and then we will see how the automation can be set up. So let me quickly sign in from here. Once you sign in, you will be asked two things, that is a Notion database and a Google document. Once you add both the things, we can start mapping the fields of the Notion database onto the document, and then we can create the PDF files out of this. So first step is adding the database. Click on Add Notion Database, and here what we can do is we can simply copy the database title of the Notion that we have over here. So let me copy the entire database title, and then we can click on Next. You will have two options. Either you can opt a template. So if you go with this option, it will create a copy of a Notion database onto your Notion workspace, which you can use for testing purpose. But we will be selecting our own pages. So click on select pages, again click on select pages. And now once you copy the database title, simply enter the database title inside this search pages view. Okay. This will show the appointment form to you, which you can click and it will automatically add the particular appointment form for your use case. Okay. So my always recommendation to you is always add the database by entering the database title inside this search pages view. If you're not following this, you may find it difficult to add the database. And do not add the database by selecting this top level pages over here, because if you do that, it may take a while to load the databases and your experience will not be smooth. So always enter the database title by copying the database title and searching the same from the search pages view. Okay. Besides this, I also want to highlight one more important thing. If your main database is connected to multiple other databases through relation and rollup, so make sure you're connecting all the relational database as well as the main database inside the search pages. As an example, my online doctor appointment form, if it is connected to two different databases through relation properties, I will consider adding all the three databases like the doctor appointment form and the other two relational databases inside the search pages. So make sure you're adding all the databases that are used over here. If you do that, you will be able to see all the relation and roller properties properly when you're going to map the same. Okay. So having considered all of this, let me click on allow access over here. And now I will get access to this particular online doctor appointment form, which I will be able to see under this selection tab. Okay. If you're not able to see it, simply refresh the web page once and you will be able to get the database appear over here. Okay, so let me try it once again. Sometimes it takes one or two attempts to reload the database properly because it takes time to load the databases. Okay, so you can see the doctor appointment form showing here. Now if I scroll down, you will be able to see all the properties of the doctor appointment form appearing over here. Okay, so if you see, we have question 1, respondent first name, last name, everything appears over here below, which we can use to create mapping for the document, and then we can automate the process of entire PDF generation. So once the database is loaded up, let's add the document. Click on add Google document. You have two options. Either you can choose an existing document. So if you have any existing document on your drive, you can definitely add the same through this documents window. But I do not have any such document. I'm going to create a demo document right away. Okay, so add demo document, and now your form will create a demo document for you, which we can use for the generation purpose. Okay, so let me rename this particular title to doctor appointment form. Rather, let me write doctor appointment template, and let me remove all this entire text that is present in the top. Okay, which we do not need. Let me also remove this placeholders. So what we have right now is all the properties of the database are automatically mapped to the corresponding properties onto the document. Okay, so like we have the email, first name, gender, everything is automatically mapped to this particular database. So anything that you see inside double curly brackets on both sides, this is automatically mapped to the database that we have over here, and the PDF file will be generated out of that. Okay, so this creates a quick mapping for us, and we do not need to map it any further. But if you want to still map any properties, what you can do is, let's say I want to add the last name. I will click on copy on the last name, I can go back to the document and I can paste it anywhere. Okay, so I will use Control V or Command V on my keyboard, which will help me paste the property onto the document. Similarly, let's say I want to have the gender. I will click on copy on the gender and I will paste it onto the document right over here. So this creates a quick mapping for my use case, but since all the mappings are already done, I do not need it. What I can do instead is, if you scroll to the top, you have this option of PDF file name. Okay, so I want to define the file name, how the file will be generated. So I want to generate the file name by the first name. So whatever will be the first name property over here, the files will be named as per that. Okay, one last step is, if you scroll to the right side on the database, you will find these two columns, generate PDF and PDF file. If anything is marked as ready to generate, the PDF files will be created for those particular records and it will be stored in the PDF file column over here. Okay, so make sure you are putting it under ready to generate the PDF files. So once everything is done, let me click on download PDF. Now I will automatically start seeing the PDF files right inside this PDF file section. So let us wait for a few seconds as the files are getting downloaded, and then we will be able to see the same. So the first file is already out, and if you see this has already been created, let me click on this. It will open up the file for us, and you will be able to see that it has automatically mapped all the properties with the information that we have in the database. Let's open up the second one as well. So the second file is also out. So we have got two PDF files created over here, which have been automatically mapped with the database. Okay. So this is how you can use PDF output to create PDFs. But the best part is, if you click on setup Notion automation, this will create an automation setup forever. Now you do not need to come back to PDF output ever again to generate the PDF file. All you need to do is simply add the records, mark it as ready to generate. The files will be created right over here. So this is how easy it is. It is completely hands free. Once all the automation is correctly set up, simply click on setup Notion automation and keep on adding the records. Mark it as ready to generate. The PDF file will be automatically created over here inside the PDF file column. Okay. This happens hands free, and thus you do not need to go back to PDF output again and again to generate the PDF files. So whenever a user would submit a response from this particular form and it gets created in the responses view, all you need to do is click on ready to generate and the PDF file will be created right over here. For this, ensure that your automation is set up correctly from the PDF output window and click on setup Notion automation, and it will work forever as long as you're generating the PDF file. That completes the demonstration for us. If you have any questions, use the chat bubble at the bottom. Send me a message through this chat bubble. Or if you directly want to contact me, simply use the contact window that is present in the home page at the bottom and send me a message with your queries. I'll be happy to take up any issues that you might have. You even have an option to book a free demo. So click on free demo to book a slot with me, and I'll be assisting you with the onboarding process. And you can see that the document has already been created, which we had